So, today we're jumping into a really powerful idea from researcher Ahmed Sarirete. It's this. What if a civilization's geography wasn't just about its borders, but actually shaped its destiny, its identity, and even its biggest dreams? Let's get into it. At the very heart of this is a huge question that a lot of cultures are facing. How do you move forward in a world where one version of modern seems to dominate everything? Do you just have to imitate that model? Or is there a way to modernize on your own terms without losing the very thing that makes you you? That's the big dilemma we're digging into. And to make this really concrete, our focus is going to be on the Arab-Islamic world. I mean, think about it. It's located at a literal crossroads of continents and cultures. This unique spot gives it this incredible potential to be a kind of bridge, a stabilizing force between the East and the West. But, and this is a big but, that can only happen if it carves out a clear vision for itself. Okay, so how do you actually build that kind of vision? Well, it starts with learning to see the world through a whole new framework, what's called the geocivilizational lens. Geocivilizational thought. It sounds a little academic, right? But the idea is actually pretty simple. It asks us to totally rethink what geography even is. It's not just maps, mountains, and rivers. No, it's an active, living force that influences how a nation thinks, how it acts, and even what it dares to dream about for its future. It's the bedrock of its identity. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Geography is not just land, it's a civilizational force. It's such a simple shift in how you look at things, but it's profound. Because once you start seeing geography as a force, not just a fact on a map, it completely changes how you see a nation's potential. So if that's the lens we're using, what's the actual game plan? Well, the path forward that's laid out here is built on 4 key pillars. And here they are. These 4 pillars are basically a roadmap. First, engage with others, but don't lose yourself. Second, understand your unique place in the world. Third, use your own heritage as your strength. And fourth, navigate the world with a clear moral compass. Let's break each one down. First up, dealing with the West. Now, the key here isn't about ignoring Western science or technology. Of course not. The really crucial difference is between blind imitation, just copying everything, which only makes you dependent, and critical interaction. That's where you smartly absorb the tools that are useful, but you do it without giving up your own cultural soul. The second pillar takes us right back to our main theme. A nation's geography isn't just where it is, it's what it can be. It defines its potential role in the world. So being at a crossroads isn't just a location on a map. It becomes your mission. The idea is to build a grand strategy that connects your physical space to a unique global purpose. Pillar number 3 is huge. It argues that your culture isn't some obstacle you have to get over to become modern. No, it's the engine that powers it. Just look at these examples. Japan and South Korea didn't throw away their Confucian roots. They used them. They integrated that discipline into modern systems. Malaysia wove its Islamic ethics into its economic strategy. The point is, real, lasting modernization has to come from your own cultural DNA. And that brings us to the 4th and final pillar. This one sees faith as something more than just personal belief. It's a civilizational compass. It gives you the values, the principles, and the dignity to deal with other world powers, not as a follower, but as an equal, standing on your own 2 feet. Now this brings us to what is probably the most specific and, you could say, provocative proposal in this whole vision. Where on earth could this kind of renewal actually start? The argument kicks off with a really bold premise, that the original civilizational center of Islam, located in the Arabian Peninsula, has essentially fulfilled its historical purpose, especially, after the fall of the last unified caliphate. So this creates a vacuum, a need for a new focal point for the future. And that, of course, raises the big, obvious question. If the old center has done its job, then where do you go? Where on the map is the ideal place to spark this next chapter? And the answer put forward is the Maghreb, the far west of the Islamic world, what we know as North Africa. The whole argument is that this region is in a totally unique position to be a new kind of center, one that can act as a bridge to the modern West while staying deeply rooted in its own history and faith. So you have to ask, why the Maghreb specifically? Well, 4 main reasons are given. First, it's right next door to Europe, which allows for that critical creative interaction we talked about. Second, it has incredibly deep spiritual roots. third, it has this amazing legacy from Andalusia, that historic high point of cultural fusion in Spain. And when you put all of that together, you get the perfect conditions for a renewal that blends authenticity with genuine innovation. Okay, in our final section, let's pull all these threads together. What's the ultimate goal here? What is this whole geo-civilizational vision really trying to achieve? This quote, for me, just captures the power of the whole idea perfectly. It's really a call to action. It's saying that by rediscovering your unique place in the world and drawing strength from your own culture, a civilization can literally shift from being a spectator on the sidelines of history to becoming one of its makers. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. Is geography just destiny, something that's fixed? Or is it a source of untapped potential just waiting to be unlocked? This perspective suggests that by reimagining our place on the map, we might actually be able to redraw the map of our own future. Thanks for joining us.